Hello there, thanks for joining me this Thursday on 7 Edition. I'm Sabrina Zana and these are tonight's headlines. 31 leaders in Langkawi leave UMNO in droves. 5 policemen held over officer's death. And US President Donald Trump announces withdrawal of US troops in Syria. We begin with this story. Former UMNO assemblyman for Air Hangat in Langkawi, Kedah, Datuk Muhammad Rawi Abdul Hamid today announced his resignation from UMNO along with 30 divisional and branch leaders on the island. Speaking at a press conference, he said he was ready to join another political party to continue to serve the Rakyat, but did not reveal which party he would be applying to join. Describing UMNO as a sinking ship, Datuk Muhammad Rawi said he wanted to assist the Pakatan Harapan government to prosper the country.
Tugas yang penting tadi nak selamat kapal ke bungkusan yang diamanahkan daripada dulu sampai sekarang? Tanya saya kata selamatkan bungkusan. Kerana di sana tunggu satu pelabuhan dan sebuah pulau yang mana anak-anak kita yang di pulau di atas pantai duk riau, bukan dia tunggu kapal, dia tunggu bungkusan. Yang dalam tu ada dia punya bingkisan dan juga amanah yang untuk Melayu dan agama. Mungkin satu hari, tapi kapal yang lalu sebelah tu kata, mai, kami ni kapal baru. Hang nak selamat kapal kah nak terjun? Tuan-tuan, mungkin tuan-tuan dan ramai orang berbeza pendapat. Hari ini bukan kita nak belaga pendapat, tetapi saya buat keputusan, saya nak selamatkan bingkisan, bungkusan yang ada amanah dalam tu.
He claimed that over 50% of the 17,000 UMNO members in Langkawi have resigned but could not confirm the actual number. The former Kedah State Executive Councillor said his decision to resign from UMNO was a personal choice and not because of any offer of money or position. An announcement will be made in 2 weeks on which PH component party he will join. The others are expected to make their decisions later. In another development, the UMNO Management Committee in its meeting earlier today has agreed for Datuk Sri Muhammad Hassan to assume the role as the party's president. The move follows Tuesday's announcement by UMNO President Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi that his deputy would carry out the duties of the president. Now, a statement issued by UMNO Secretary General Tan Sri Anwar Musa states that Datuk Sri Muhammad Hassan will carry out the role of president while Datuk Sri Zahid goes on leave. Vice President Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri will meanwhile carry out the duties of the deputy president. The same statement also further explained that the priority for UMNO now is to ensure the leadership and focus on the agenda to strengthen the party. Now on to another headline story. 5 policemen were detained yesterday to facilitate a probe into the death of a special branch officer at a parking lot of a Georgetown hotel last Monday. State Chief Police Officer Datuk Sri A. Thaivigan said police will also call several other witnesses to assist in the probe. Now, he said those being held were at the scene when the incident took place in Pulau Tikus, and police have already recorded their statements. At 4:45 a.m., the body of 47-year-old Sofian Shahari, a special branch officer attached to the Northeast District Police Station, was found by a hotel employee at the parking lot. Before the incident, the victim was believed to have been at a karaoke center to celebrate a colleague's birthday. Meanwhile, in Perak, a teenager was hauled to the Kampar Magistrates Court over a rape charge, the offence allegedly committed in August last year. The accused, however, pleaded not guilty before Magistrate Nur Faiza Muhammad Saleh. The victim, aged 16, was allegedly raped near the Batu Berangkai waterfalls in Kampar. The 17-year-old defendant was charged under Section 376 of the Penal Code and faces a jail term of up to 20 years and whipping upon conviction. The court set bail at 3,500 ringgit with one surety and fixed January 14th next year for remention.
In the meantime, an unemployed man has been jailed for 3 years by the Ayacaro Sessions Court in Malacca after he was convicted of raping a 13-year-old teenage girl 2 weeks ago. Judge Elizabeth Payawan commuted the sentence on the 19-year-old accused after he pleaded guilty. According to the charge, he committed the act at an apartment in Tangkera on December 9th. For the crime, he faces a jail term of up to 20 years and whipping.
A female salesperson claimed trial at the Ayacaro Magistrates Court today to a charge of burying a 6-month-old male fetus next to a house in Kampung Padang, Malacca last month. The accused, 25-year-old Siti Nur Amirah Abdullah Amiran, made the admission shortly after the charge was read out to her by the court interpreter before Magistrate Lim Ki Kit. Now, according to the charge, Siti Nur Amirah is accused of covering up the birth of the male fetus by burying it at the said location on November 19th. If convicted, the accused can be jailed a maximum of up to 2 years or fined, or both under the Penal Code. Earlier, Deputy Public Prosecutor Intan Liana Zainal Abidin suggested bail at 8,000 ringgit with one surety. The accused, who was unrepresented, then pleaded for lower bail, reasoning that she was only a salesperson and had to care for her small children while her husband was unemployed. The court subsequently allowed bail at 1,800 ringgit with one surety. The case is set for remention on February 15th. Meanwhile, in Selangor, more than 200 workers at a furniture factory in Subang Jaya ran helter-skelter after the premises went up in flames today. No injuries were reported in the lunch hour inferno, fortunately. The fire destroyed about 80% of the 4-story factory, which housed warehouses, offices, and the factory's office. 36 firemen and 5 engines from Puchong, Shah Alam, Petaling Jaya, Subang Jaya, and Kota Anggerik were dispatched to the scene after receiving a distress call at 1:25 p.m. The fire was believed to have started from the upper floor of the factory and spread quickly, fanned by strong winds. Firemen managed to bring the fire under control about 2 hours later, and the cause and amount of losses are still under investigation. Now, an express bus carrying 18 passengers burst into flames at the North-South Expressway near Tapah Perak at about 4 a.m. due to brake problems. Luckily, the driver and all of the passengers survived. Perak District Police Chief Superintendent 1 Azharuddin 1 Ismail said the bus had departed from the Southern Integrated Bus Terminal and was heading to Butterworth in Pulau Pinang. Initial investigation revealed that the rear tire of the bus got stuck, causing it to burn on the move, which then led to a spark that caused the fire. Now, the incident has been classified as a fire case. Now, near the same area at about 4:30 a.m. today, a man was killed when the lorry he was driving hit the rear of another lorry. Now, the victim, identified as 47-year-old Abdul Halim Rashid, was from Kuala Lumpur. Initial investigation found that both lorries were making their way from the south to the north. And at the accident location, it was believed that the victim had lost control of his vehicle when he hit the other lorry. The victim was found pinned at the driver's seat before he was confirmed dead on location. His body was sent to the Tapah Hospital for post-mortem, and the other lorry driver escaped unhurt. Moving on, back in Perak, police nabbed a 52-year-old mechanic for producing shotguns at a home near Manjung. This led to police picking up his friend, a 41-year-old, for possessing the firearms produced by the mechanic.
According to Manjung District Police Chief DSP Chong Bu Kim, the mechanic was held at a house in Kampung Gunung Tunggal, Cangkat Keruing at 3:10 p.m. last Tuesday. Police recovered a 118-centimeter homemade shotgun from the house. The second suspect was nabbed about 3 hours later at his house in Taman Setiawan, where a 118-centimeter shotgun was confiscated. Police also recovered 199 live ammunition and a number of used bullet shells. More seizures are expected as the first suspect was believed to have sold his homemade shotguns to several others in Manjung and other areas. The case is being probed under the Firearms Act 1971.
The Finance Ministry will be providing a special allocation of 77 million ringgit as aid to Federal Land Development Authority Felda settlers. The allocation is to address the State Plantation Agency's critical cash flow shortage. Now, Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng said the issue has been a concern of Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, who had instructed for the allocation to be given. In a statement today, he said that the Finance Ministry will channel the allocation for 2018 to the Economic Affairs Ministry as the ministry regulating Felda. The allocation is intended to help Felda settlers solve several outstanding payments, including 1.2 million ringgit to the heir of 120 settlers who have passed away. He explained that the special aid also includes 43 million in arrears to Felda Technoplant Sendirian Berhad for the development of farmland. Lim said the allocation would benefit over 38,000 settlers with cost of living assistance and providing down payment for replanting amounting to 32.8 million ringgit. Up next, rock fans witness heartwarming father-daughter bond. The details next. Thanks for staying with us. On to the Dewan Rakyat sitting. The government will table the abolishment of the death penalty at the next sitting in March next year. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Datuk Liew Vui Kyong, said the Cabinet has also agreed unanimously with the new proposal with certain terms. Speaking to the media today, he said the Attorney General has also prepared the legal papers to be debated in Parliament.
Bagi saya, semua persediaan telah pun lengkap, hanya ada sedikit sebanyak persediaan yang perlu dilengkapkan. Jadi ini tidak akan mengambil masa yang panjang, tetapi kertas yang seperti saya katakan tadi, MJM ini akan disediakan untuk jemaah menteri melihat dan juga membuat keputusan kemudian. Saya rasa perkara ini akan dibuat dalam bulan 1 ataupun bulan 2 tahun depan.
The minister said the Cabinet had agreed that 33 offences under 8 acts will be abolished, including Section 302 of the Penal Code. The decision, which was reached collectively, also encompassed the Firearms Heavier Penalties Act, Firearms Act, Kidnapping Act and Armed Forces Act. Also on the list are the Water Services Industries Act, Strategic Trade Act and Dangerous Drugs Act.
The Health Ministry does not intend to abolish the 1 ringgit fee, currently charged on those seeking medical care at government hospitals.
Charge tersebut tidak pernah dikemaskini sejak tahun 1982 dan merupakan charge yang sangat rendah. Charge RM1 tersebut merangkumi charge pendaftaran, rundingan, ubat dan siasatan termasuk X-ray dan ujian makmal, yang mana kos sebenarnya adalah jauh lebih besar dibandingkan charge yang dikutip sekarang, iaitu RM1. Sebagai contoh, pesakit warga asing yang hendak menjalani siasatan X-ray perlu bayar RM80, iaitu charge pendaftaran sebanyak RM40 dan charge siasatan X-ray sebanyak RM40. Tetapi oleh kerana charge RM1 tersebut amat rendah dan tidak membebankan semua golongan masyarakat, khususnya kumpulan B40, kerajaan tidak bercadang untuk menghapuskan charge ini. Sekian.
Additionally, he said the government bears 95% of subsidized government service charges, with every single ringgit value imposed on patients. Whereas in reality, each patient's healthcare charge can go up to 20 ringgit per visit.
Meanwhile, a total of 289 million ringgit has been allocated for the Supplementary Food Program, RMT, next year for school children from hardcore poor families. Deputy Education Minister Teo Ni Ching said 250 million ringgit will be used to provide 2 ringgit 50 sen worth of food to pupils in the peninsula, while 3 ringgit would be for those in Sabah, Sarawak and Labuan for 190 days, which is the minimum number of school days. The remaining 39 million ringgit will be used to supply milk or other foods. Teo said in 2018, a total of 489,117 students in 7,316 schools throughout the country received the RMT. The ministry, according to the Deputy Education Minister, is always working to improve education and health among students.
Now it's time for our daily segment Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. Ever had those moments at a concert where your attention is drawn more towards the crowd than the stage itself? Well, for Facebook user Jules Maria, she went to a rock concert by 3 Days Grace in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and witnessed what she described as something absolutely beautiful. Initially, Maria and her friends were irritated by a man and a woman who seemed to require a lot of dancing room, but after a few moments, they realized that the woman was signing the lyrics to her deaf father. The heartwarming video went viral since its upload on Thursday, raking in over 23 million views. Take a look. Beautiful indeed. Now, if you know the story of an assailant who was caught on video breaking into a rapid Penang bus and assaulting the bus driver for not picking him up at a traffic light, should you know that he was let go after being fined 1,000 ringgit by a Georgetown magistrate. Magistrate Rosni Muhammad Radzwan imposed the fine on Lee Chi Wee, aged 46, who pleaded guilty to voluntarily causing hurt to the 43-year-old bus driver. Lee, who works as a cashier, represented himself and asked the magistrate for leniency, saying he earned only 1,600 ringgit a month and that he looked after his elderly parents. He was facing a sentence of up to a year in prison, along with a fine of up to 2,000 ringgit for the offence under Section 323 of the Penal Code. The viral footage of the 8:30 p.m. incident has been circulating on Facebook with over 17,000 views since Friday. And updated as of 7 p.m., here are the top trending topics and searches on the internet today. The local stock market is expected to face a challenging environment next year amid ongoing external issues such as Brexit and the US-China trade war, as well as stronger US economy. According to MIDF research, the Federal Reserve interest rate hike is also expected to have an impact on global trade and the economy. Its head of research, Muhammad Reza Abdul Rahman, said despite the challenging outlook, the research firm does not see a recession to occur anytime soon.
US economy is very strong for 2018, hence getting them to increase the interest rate. We are expecting one more this coming week, and maybe 2 or 3 more next year. But the thing is, Trump is very much against it, so we will see what will happen. But certainly, the comment on the interest rate being at the neutral state certainly has caused a lot of problem in terms of where the expectation of the economy will be in the US. But people are saying that we call this recession is coming, but we don't see it coming in at least the next 1 year or so.
He said monetary policy normalization in advanced economies could lead to further financial market pressures on emerging market economies.